last night we were at Willamore Park, to watch the final match of the T20 series between the Protea women and India women, and the Protea women beating India, winning series 4-1. For me, I think after a very horrible tour in New Zealand, Laura Wolvaardt had to remind everyone why is she the GOAT that she is. Your thought?
Yeah, absolutely, man. She's such an incredible cricketer, man. Even yesterday, she displayed that to say, you know what, I'm what I am. I'm what I think I am.
I'm the girl I
And
think I am.
yeah. She's proven that.
Yes.
And then she was roped to be an opener, man. I think she enjoys it more. I think she's one of those players that would say she's improving every time, and then you can see the hunger in her, the fitness is there. You could see that those are attributes of a great player in the making, and she's showing exactly that.
We were so worried leading to this series. I think a few days before the series could start, Coach Mandla Mashimbi just decided to say, to hell with everyone. I'm firing my technical team because I will not be embarrassed like I was embarrassed in New Zealand. And for me, it seems like it worked. What do you think was that magic thing that, happened? You mentioned one being pushing Laura Wolvaardt to open with Sane Luz. I was laughing, to say Sane Luz was given a lease in life. How about that?
Wow. That was slick. Man, I think after each and every, tour or series,
Yes.
one has to sit back and reflect and then look at the things that you dissect and say, where did we go wrong?
Yes.
Where can we fix?
Yes.
And then, unfortunately, sometimes you just need to take those difficult decisions to say, if I need to let go of my technical team, then so be it. Sometimes, as a coach, you get to see more of your players, and then how responsive they are to certain people or certain things. So I believe maybe he saw that I think we need to make changes here.
Yes.
And then someone came with a fresh mind and advised him, okay, let's go this route. And whoever wanted to be in needed to be in. And then it was a wonder that just a few months ago or a couple of months ago, we're in New Zealand performing like I don't know what.
Yeah.
And then here we are against India. They are world class. We must never take anything away
Yes.
from them. And then we
Very.
beat them like convincingly. We could see a different South African ladies display in all departments. I was impressed.
And despite our win, Mr. Pale, there are teething problems, we have to say. The question that I think Mandla Mashimbi has to ask or to answer is, can South African women do it without Laura Wolvaardt? Because he really carried us, throughout the series. Where he did not perform, where he did not reach over 50 runs, we lost the game. Can we do it without Laura Wolvaardt?
I think that sickness is a budding sickness for all of us, both men and women, because I believe over the years we've been just over reliant on certain players, and then if they don't come to the party on their set day, then it's a struggle. So currently, can we do it without her? It's a question mark. It's unsure. Depending on your opponents, but
Yes.
currently I don't think that we are there. Like, we don't show signs.
Yes.
If one bad game for her, then it
It's
struggles.
shy. It's
It
shy.
struggles going down the order. So yeah, it's something that needs to be looked at.
Mm.
You know, as you've seen that moving players up and down. I
Mm.
think that's the route that we must take.
Mm.
At least have someone there, like
Mm.
the role that Miller
Mm.
plays in 2020s,
Yes.
being him being so explosive, but
Mm.
he's betting down the order
Yes.
just for in case if we have
Yeah.
crisis, then
Mm.
he's there just to fix issues. So I think the approach needs to be looked at, but yeah, it's something that needs to be focused on, and we need to fix that. There's a World Cup coming up, so man, those things needs to be fixed as soon as possible. And it's good that we are having such series
Mm.
against competitive competitors, so
Mm.
it gives us that to say reflect, okay, how do we go about. I mean, you can only put them into trial whilst we are playing this series and tours, and inbound and outbound tours,
Mm.
and then come the big tournaments, then we just execute.
Keshav Maharaj came in as a consultant, which I think it is a great thing to do, because when you look at Keshav Maharaj, I think he only got 2 to 3 years, and he's done. And I think when you look at, talent management, taking players who are getting older and put them, in the team, trying to manage their talent to make sure that they will not be lost in the system, and especially those who are interested in coaching. I think it was a great thing, to see, and it is something that I would like to see happening, happening. I mean, taking Keshav Maharaj to all those tours when he is available, of course. But do you think that he really made an impact? His presence at the Protea Women made an impact.
Yeah, indeed, man. It's something that we as South Africans, I
Mm.
think it's only a few that came up aboard. You are aging. You are coming of age. Your time at the Proteas or time as a player is coming to an end, so you need to rope in there. So I think that as well played a huge part.
Mm.
And me knowing Keshav, because seldom he will be captain
Yeah.
of the Proteas, man. So his leadership,
Mm.
we could see. So I guess him with with the ladies,
Drop a phone. Just hang up.
him with the ladies,
Yeah.
he would have a great positive. He would effect a positive
Mm.
mindset to the ladies, and then give them that that
Mm.
thing to say we wanna conquer this. But I
Mm.
think it had a great impact, and it
Yes.
showed in this one. So yeah, man, I think that that
Mm.
that that thing that you just talked about bringing players
Mm.
into to be consultants to come and add. I mean, that little value that they can bring,
Yes.
rather have it than them disappear on the face of the earth, just like
Mm.
that.
Just like that. I think even the players loved him. There was a player that I will not mention who made a very controversial statement, to say that it is good to have new people, because, especially consultant, because the coach at times feels like they know everything, which they don't. It was a very controversial statement, and Coach Lubabalo took exception to that. But, I just say that I understand what this player is saying. It's just that he didn't say it the right way. I always emphasize that players must get media training so that they know how to reply to the question from the media. But without mentioning names, I think that player really meant well to say that it is good to have fresh minds, new people that will teach you new skills, because when you have one and the same technical team, you are almost doing the same thing every time. So it was good to have someone who can come and say, yeah, here we are. Ayabonga Kaka. I think we have to mention her. She's really maturing like a fine wine. She's really embracing this senior player role very well. What do you think of her overall performance? Because I think this one worth mentioning.
Yeah, man, you saw her last night.
Mm,
Um, we've been watching her over
mm.
this series. She is, man.
Even in New Zealand, he wasn't that bad. He was one of the best performing, even though we lost the series.
Yeah, I guess as you
Mm,
said already, she's maturing like fine wine. She's showing a growth. She's
mm,
showing um senior player mentality.
mm,
Um, that in itself, if a player has those attributes, man,
mm,
it will breathe you a beast of a player.
mm,
Because if her confidence is up,
mm,
if her leadership to say, I'm going out there, I'm going to
mm,
do my best. If that is good, and it just filters through to the youngings, because as you
mm.
can see, our team, it's now mixed. So we've got
Yes.
young blood, which they should have someone to look up to.
Mm,
So I believe that her leadership there, it's quite vital,
mm,
and she must just keep it up, and then hopefully it rubs off to to the young players, man. We have a great side,
mm.
and having Abolora
Yes.
performing, your Ayakaka performing, so it shows you that at least from both ends, batting and bowling,
Mm,
we have at least what do you call anchors,
mm.
you know, that will just drive the team to perform at their best. So yeah, man, I really like that about her.
With Kaya, Kaka performing this well, I think he really opens up, or he takes the pressure from young players like Tumisi Kukune. When we were driving to Binoni yesterday, you were raving about Tumisi Kukune. Here's the mic. I'm giving you time. Talk about Tumisi Kukune.
When you are throwing another bus. No, man, I really like the prospect that she's a
Mm,
young player who's just there and
mm,
giving her. She's still growing into the game,
mm,
and she I saw her a couple
mm,
of times, and then you can see that there's something into this player,
mm.
although she's still gaining experience into this
Yes.
game. She's shown that
Mm,
she's a quality player,
mm,
and then when nurtured correctly,
mm,
and then when she's made to fall in love with this beautiful game, we'll see a different beast out of her. And the Ayakakas of the worlds beside
mm.
her, when they are alongside her, I think they will just unleash that. So my thing is, she must just grasp all the positive things and always aspire to do her best and want to be there at the top as a player. And then we must never forget discipline in all senses. She must always have that discipline. You know, she will come out and be one of the best and be counted as one of the best Protea women's player ever if she only inherits the positives. You know, life is not always about positives, but just take the positives. Eventually, it will grow her into a player that I think she wants to be the best as well.
The New Zealand tour, Bakang, made me to fall in love with Masabata Class, regardless of the result. That woman, I didn't pay that much attention to her, but that tour, it is where she really showed her prowess. He might not take too many wickets, but he's going well in terms of the bowling partnership. He builds pressure, those dot balls, that really setting the scene for the next bowler to come and take wickets. I think she really played that role very well. And for me, when the squad was announced, I was so hurt that she was not included. I even asked you that, is she injured maybe, or what was the reason? And I could not find it. You could not find it. Talk to me about Masabata class, and also, did we miss Marizan Cup? Looking at the series, or are we are okay?
Yeah, man. I mean, Sabi is such a phenomenal player, man. And yeah, it was a question to say, where is she, man? I think the team knows. I think the team knows. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
If she's injured, then yeah, she's injured.
They kept it under the reps,
Yeah.
though, if that is the case.
If the coach
Yeah.
is taking a different direction, then so be it. But it needs to be brought out there as to what is really happening with her. We understand that as with every regime, there's
Change.
there's changes, ongoing changes. Yeah. So yeah, man. You said that thing that she's one of those, even though not wicket taker, she plays a completely different role, which is effective, in the team. She builds up that pressure, and then the other bowler would come, and they will be they'll be free at least to try out whatever, because we're not under so much pressure. So yeah, as for Marzan Cup, yeah, man, she's a legend. She's a legend. Obviously, we would miss her. We would miss her. Her presence, her presence is missed. But as with all, I've been saying that the wheel keeps going forward. Her space, her being the greatest that I've seen. I think she played a part, and then not having her around. Players are, I think it will give them that positive attitude to say we want to surpass her. So I think it should be, they should use it that they should use that as a motivator to say we want to surpass her. But yeah, man, they've performed. I'm happy because we just beat India convincingly. That made us forget about the New Zealand tour that we performed badly. But yeah, man. Obviously, she's missed, but yeah, man. We're soldiering forward. At least there is light of progress in the team altogether.
You have been, you are still a cricket player. Why am I saying you have been? You are not have been. You are the guy. the being on the bench, being benched, and in the games where you think that you should be playing. I just want us to touch on this issue of Kensani Tebogo Macheke. She was selected, and we won the first 3 games, which meant that we won the series, and the last 2 games, one would have thought that, she would play, but she obviously wasn't selected. What is your message to her, given the situation, the motivation, that can keep her going? Because, it can be very demotivating. You are so excited about your first call-up, first 3 games you won, and you really think that surely now I will see my name on the starting lineup, and that is not the case. How do you, as a player, move from that and keep the positive mind?
There's one thing about players in you must always motivate yourself by this. Okay, to her, let me address this specifically to her, because for her to be recognized and be called up in the Proteas women's team, that in its own speaks volumes. Her work has been seen, and then just with her, as she's been playing where she's playing,
Yes.
and she was called up. that's the first step of being. Uh, that should motivate her to say, my work is being recognized. You know, and then as to we've won the first three, therefore I should be playing. I don't think that should be the mentality going forward, because as us sitting outside would think that we should have given her a chance, as it was a dead rubber. But I believe the coach had different plans and ideas. But that shouldn't demotivate her. And then she must just wait, as she's been waiting all her life. She's been putting in the work. She must not stop doing that. She must stay committed as she is. The time will come, as with everybody else that's in the squad. No one was just picked and then straight to the team. So it's just
I can say no one is entitled to play.
Yeah, no, the entitlement part is, I think it's a bit
harsh.
But I'm just saying that she must just wait her turn. When she's a Protea already, she's got a squad number, so that speaks volume in itself. That one day my chance is gonna come. She's fairly young. She must just still put in the work. Eventually, her call-up will come, and then I'm pretty much sure that when given that chance, she will run away with it and never want to give it to someone else.
I saw her posting this morning. She, the spirit is high. She's very proud of herself, and I think that's the right sort of mentality to,
she must just
to take away from all of this. And just like you said, nakwa hae man. I think I need to say this in my home language.
Yeah, she must just
she must just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, level head all the time, man. I think most players would, their entitlement mentality is the one that's killing them. And then you see a lot of players saying, I know, Kangala in this country. No longer, my work
I'm
is
going to play for England. That's the famous line, hey?
My work is not being seen. Bruh, wait your chance. Don't think. You see, when you start thinking that you are the best thing ever, that's where now you must hang up those spikes and say, no, I'm done with the game. We learn every day. And then patience and positivity patience will reward you at the end. So don't tell yourself that you are the best. The only time that you are the best is when, on the day, whether you're playing club cricket or first class, just always keep on doing the best. That's all. Your reward will come.
The growth of South African cricket women, let me rephrase that. The growth when it's come to the women cricket in our country. Jeez, yesterday we came very late, at Willow Park. We didn't have a place to sit because it was packed. And remember, we even said it when we were still watching it on TV to say that, Willow Park is packed. And I think that was the thing that really, gave us that boost to say, now we are going. And then we went, it was a nice atmosphere, what can you attribute that to? That growth, there is vibes upon vibes when it comes to South African women cricket.
I believe when that stance was taken to say, guys, women are also better cricketers.
Yes.
I think that was the first step towards the right direction.
Yes.
Because as you know, in the past, it was not taken as serious as it is right now.
Yes.
So, if you take it and you properly develop it, keep on feeding in, and then introducing this the Hollywood leagues.
Yes.
The
Hollywood Pro 50.
The Pro 50s, man, they played a huge part in the development of women cricket as a whole. And then now, when we just needed that to happen. And look now the fans are coming in. So it shows you that it was just a matter of taking them seriously and elevating them to play the best cricket. Cricket structures player development and everything. It shows off in the field. So if we watching it, we just wanna be there alongside the ladies and supporting them. And then yesterday, and all round, man, it's a
Yeah,
pity that in some games we've been experiencing,
especially in the Wanderers one, you know,
we've been
the
experiencing rain.
Yes,
But either
the
way,
vibes were
regardless of
there.
that, people were there. So it shows you that people we just needed this opportunity for ladies to be given an opportunity to showcase their talent, and then we're gonna come naturally. It rubs off naturally, and then look at us, man. Look at how packed it was yesterday. It was amazing. The vibes, the atmosphere in itself, I cannot over explain it. It was something else. It shows you that now we are taking women cricket very serious, and then I like what I see.
One of my cousin, you know, I remember we were watching the men's game, and he was saying, you know, lately I'm enjoying women's game than the men's game. I was like, no, man, just try to enjoy them both. You know, we don't want to lose you then. Yeah, should just support South African cricket.
Of course,
That's all.
of course.